All right, so I'm just gonna go over a couple detail items here. Hopefully it's a short video. You can see I've got all the railings in with two different sweeps. And instead of hiding a floor, you can do something like this where you change the transparency. So if I click on the floor and I override graphics and view by element, oh, that's the bottom floor. So right now it's not transparent at all. But this top floor, if I click on that, you can see I've already set the transparency to 60%. That way I know the floor is there, but I can see through to the stuff I'm working on. So you might be thinking, that's nice, but how'd you get there? So I made the sweep like I showed in class, and then I made these vertical uprights. I went to section 2 after I had already done my flat rail. And then what I did was I just did a component model in place from this same section cut. And I'll show you why. Now I can actually make it go to the bottom of the railing. And then from the top view, that's where I can use the shape handles. Let me get at it. So now that I'm not doing the actual profile, you can see from the shape handles, I just came in and did it from the edge of my railing to the edge of the stair. It's a little harder to see, but let me hide this picture real quick. All right, so now if I come in, click on this same upright, you can see the width goes from the edge to the edge of that flat top rail. So once I made all those, I highlighted them all. Of course, I disassociated it from the work plane. And then I use the mirror function to get them to the other side. So I mirrored them using my midpoint here. How did I get this whole second run going? Well, let me first, I'm going to hide this whole category. So you can just see the model lines. So I came back into section 2. And I got all my model lines. I had to take this top one and this bottom one that we had originally extended out. I had to bring them back so that they were a little shorter. Originally, they came out here and then went horizontal. Then I highlighted them all and I mirrored them to the other side, which you can see here. But to work on that, it's kind of a pain from section 2 because you don't know which ones you're picking. So I made yet another section right in the middle of the stairs looking this way. So when I go to section 4, I know that whatever I'm looking at is just the model lines I want to work with. So I made a sweep here, made a sweep here, and then I copied this 8 more times. So again, you'll see I came around and made just 3 more lines for this side compared to the other side. I went horizontal, I came over, and then these two are just pick lines. The only one I drew that was brand new is this short little guy here. All right, so I'm going to unhide that category real quick and then show you what, oh, great, what a mess. And then I'm going to show you the way I like to do the other railings. Click on these, unhide the category. All right, So now, if I want to draw a vertical upright in here, basically every time you change an angle, you need to come in again and draw a new one. So I've got one here, and I'm going to orient. I'm going to right click, orient to a plane. I'm going to say pick a plane, and I'm going to come to the face of this railing. So now you can see this is the upright, the one vertical upright I've already made. I came in, I made a model in place extrusion starting from the ground, going up. I made it the profile so that it's already a 1/4 inch thick. And then I just went to the top view and I made sure that it extended from one side of the flat rail to the other. So now if you just count how many are on this particular side, you can use the copy function. So let's just say there's 6 of them for example. And that they're, or you can either measure a distance or you can count. So let's just say they're 4 feet apart. I'm going to come along this line, type 4 feet. Got another one. Come along the line, making sure I'm parallel. I'm going to type 4 feet. And keep going all the way around. Now, when I get over here, rather than trying to copy that and rotate it, I'm better off coming to a 3D view. And now I'm going to orient to this flat edge, and then I'll draw a new one. So again, I'm going to right click here, orient to a plane, click OK. Yep, that's not the plane I wanted. So let me try again. Right click, orient to a plane, pick a plane. Now I'm going to make sure I'm on this face. So now I can come in and I'm looking at the ones that come all the way to the door. So I'm just going to come over to the edge of the door. I'm going to do architecture, component, model in place. I'm going to do another railing. That's going to be a support. It's going to be an extrusion. And I'm going to pick a plane again. And I'm going to pick the exact same plane that I made the view on. All right. So now I'll start at this edge. I'll come over 1/4 inch. Up and down to the floor. Over 1/4 inch. I'll close it off. Click OK. I'm going to go to my top view again. And you can see it's way out here. All I really want it to do is go from that edge to that edge. So this, what you're seeing is actually the round element that's underneath. So before I copy it, I'm going to disassociate it. It's already steel. And now I got it, and I can copy it as many times as I need to finish off this. Same thing on the first floor. Orient to the plane, draw one, copy it, orient to this plane, draw one, copy it, until you have all those in. One other thing that I'm going to show you, just in case you feel like going above and beyond, is you'll notice in the real world, there's bolts here holding them on. So I'm going to go ahead and orient to a plane again. And we'll see if it actually works. Like that. That's not ideal. Let me go to wireframe. Not great. What's this? Yeah, I'm seeing too much. So I'm better off, again, coming up here temporarily and hiding the category of railing. And theoretically, nope, my supports are gone too. So instead, I'm going to come down, I'm going to grab those, and I'm just going to hide element. And now I still have my vertical supports, but I can come in and draw one. So I'm going to go with this top one that comes past our second. I'm going to go to architecture. I'm going to hide the lower one just for fun. All right. So now I just have the one, hopefully. So I'm going to do a component, model in place. I'm going to call it a structural connection. It's going to be an extrusion. And I'm going to pick a plane again. I'm going to pick this support that we want to draw it on. Hit tab until I got all four sides. And now you can see we've already got a polygon. So I'm going to zoom in. And I'm just going to say, let's make this 3/8 of an inch. See how big it looks. All right, so that's our bolt. I'm gonna make sure it's still steel. I'm gonna click OK. I'm gonna come over to section 2. Now bolt is nowhere near this long. I'm gonna drag it in, see roughly what a bolt would be. I'm gonna disassociate it from the work plane. And I'm gonna finish the model. Don't know where my vertical upright is. We'll find it in a minute. So now I can highlight that because there's going to be on the other side. I'm going to click copy. I'm just going to move. Probably should have been lower to start. So let me first move. Highlight it. Move. Just going to come down a tiny bit. And I'm going to copy it to the other side. Because the other side, there's no vertical upright. I could copy these again. I'm going to grab them both by hitting Control. Click copy. Bring them down past. It's still above our 4-inch. So now I got two sets of them. And if I go back to my 3D view, I got this nice little detail that I can copy over and over if I want to. You could even make a group of these. So if I wanted to make a group, I'm going to go back to section 2. I'm going to select all 4. And now up here, I'm going to create a group. And I'm just going to call it bolts. All right, so one of the parts of the assignment later that you're going to do for the presentation is zooming in on a detail part. And then you're going to take a picture of that detail, and then you're going to do a sketch of that detail. So just in this one little area, depending on how I set my camera, I've got a ton of detail here. I've got the wedge, I've got the grooves, I've got the bolts. So it's up to you which detail you're going to choose, but this is one that's fairly quick and easy to do and adds a ton of detail. All right, that's it. I'm going to stop and we'll work in class